From the most expensive good afternoon ever,
Good afternoon.
to presidential crypto scandals. These are times when traders experience black swan events. In case you were wondering what a black swan event is, it's every time you looked at the market and questioned why you ever thought to trade in the first place. Jokes aside, black swan events are rare, unpredictable market crashes that nobody sees coming until it's too late. And once they hit, they reshape the entire market and haunt traders for years. Kicking things off, we have the time when Powell gave a speech and single-handedly destroyed the market without a word.
Good afternoon.
And if there's one thing you can take away from this video, it's that anything associated with the government makes the market go nuts. Remember when Trump spoke about the Israel-Iran war recently?
Liquidations are starting to stack to the upside, but very, very key problem here. Not a lot of liquidity below us, which means fear is taking over the market currently. And if any bad announcement happens, we are going to drop to 100. I mean, we could see a flash wick. I'm talking a $2,000 candlestick.
He makes a good point here. It is a bullish setup because there's more liquidity up top. But here's the thing about bullish setups. When there's too little liquidity below and the price drops anyway, it drops big.
But all the liquidity is starting to open up above us here on the 3-day. Like, look at the 3-day, right? Oh. Yeah, it is not looking... Guys, we might have caught the perfect little trade. Unfortunately, it's at the demise of bombs in the Middle East, but... Let's go get these balls, locking in $2,000.
Profiting during tragedy is a great skill to have. He gets it. But the Israel-Iran war is not the only area through which Trump is making waves in the market. There's also his infamous coin.
It's so absolutely insane. And don't get me wrong, like long-term, maybe crypto does have a possibility to like really be of value because of, sure, transactions might be a little bit quicker. Hopefully it gets safer. But in the meantime, it's just so hyped up. And
that's the Trump coin, released January this year. Of course, you'd have to be living under a rock to not know about it, or its mad downfall. But this story doesn't end here.
Unfortunately, because of this, right? Because of this worthless coin, a 40% drop happened in 10 minutes. A 40% drop. Think about that. You might say, oh, Ricky, but it's going to recover. And don't get me wrong, it might. That's not the point. The point is, why? Why?
Why? Good question. When a coin goes from one of the top cryptocurrencies in the world to practically worthless, and the beneficiaries are all from the same class, that's a good thing to ask. One thing's clear about cryptocurrency, though. There might not always be a celebrity behind a rug pull, but 90% of the time, there's someone. And sometimes they get everyone good.
This nigga made $3 million by rug pulling a meme coin. He created Dogecoin and used a volume bot to trick people into thinking the coin was gonna pump, causing it to go to $2 billion. He sold $3 million at the top, and the coin went down 99%.
Trading is always risky, though, no matter which market you invest in.
Market crash ho gaya! Market crash ho gaya! Market crash ho gaya! Market crash ho gaya!
अपने 10 लाख घुस गए भाई किसी ने आधे घंटे में पूरा गेम बदल दिया 3.5 लाख शेयर ठोके हैं किसी ने रिलायंस के मार्केट में बाजार भागे.
But for all the sorrows market crashes bring, there's a different feeling when you manage to come out on top of them. Not everyone is so lucky, though. Actually, most people aren't that lucky. Remember that statistic? Something like 90% of traders lose their money in the market? Well, 100% of traders lost their minds with this next one.
Ya Allah, bacha le mere malik.
दोबारा नहीं आऊंगा यहाँ से इस बार के लिए बचा ले मेरे मालिक दोबारा नहीं आऊंगा अल्लाहु ला इलाहा इल्ला हु वल हय्युल क़य्यूम ला ताखुज़ुहु सिनतुन वला नौम लहु मा फिस समावाति व मा फिल अर्द मन ज़ल्लज़ी यशफ़उ.
The 250 million in liquidations is worse than you think. It has a domino effect. People get liquidated out of their leveraged bets, more people sell out of fear, more people get liquidated. But it's arguably worse when a safe haven asset like gold plummets.
मार्केट क्रैश हो गया मार्केट क्रैश हो गया
सब अपने 10 लाख घुस गए भाई किसी ने आधे घंटे में पूरा गेम बदल दिया अपन तो रास्ते पे आ गए ना भाई.
Ignore that caption, not exactly a full-blown market crash, but quite scary for an inexperienced trader either way. But when you open up your trading app and all you see is red, that's when you know your day just got a lot worse.
या अल्लाह बचा ले मेरे मालिक दोबारा नहीं आऊंगा यहाँ से इस बार के लिए बचा ले मेरे मालिक दोबारा नहीं आऊंगा अल्लाहु ला इलाहा इल्ला हु वल हय्युल क़य्यूम ला ताखुज़ुहु सिनतुन वला नौम लहु मा फिस समावाति व मा फिल अर्द मन ज़ल्लज़ी यशफ़उ इंदहु इल्ला.
Not everything is the market is so unpredictable though, no. Developers are getting more creative and finding brand new ways to torture traders every day. Like the Crash 500 index, where you know a crash is coming every 500 ticks on average, but you don't know exactly when it is coming. Unpredictable predictability, bet the developers thought they were really doing something there.
And I'm in a sell on Crash 500. Will it go down? Boom, spike. Boom, another spike.
But however gruesome the Crash 500 index is, the meme coin market is worse, especially when it's Melania launching her own token right after Trump.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that didn't have the best ending. The meme coins aren't the only thing that'll leave a bad taste in your mouth if you ever think about getting into cryptocurrency, though. If I was that guy, I'd scroll down too. Not to see the bid and ask action, just to avoid looking at that monstrosity for a graph. Now, having a one-time loss on a coin is one thing, but if the same coin starts underperforming repeatedly, then it starts to get especially damaging. The Rune coin faced security breaches repeatedly, market volatility, liquidity issues, and irregular hype cycles. At some point, you should just know when to call it quits. Now here's a man that will surely take some stress off the average trader's shoulders. Nope, not today.
The crypto markets have just plummeted. We can see all these altcoins are down, sea of red here. SPX also down quite a lot here on the daily time frame.
Then he explains why it's happening, and it gets fascinating the more you hear it.
SPX just made now, of course, we've dropped quite a lot, still down 15%. And yeah, just why? Why is it happening? Well, firstly, the market cap in general, crypto is just in 8% wiped away. We've seen over $1 billion of liquidation. And just looking at, meme coins in general, if I just show you over here, the meme market is also down 9%. So we've dropped on the meme market cap quite a bit. Even on the 7-day period over here, we're down quite a bit as well. But on the 24-hour, 8% have been lost for meme coins. So that's pretty bad.
Remember how bad $250 million liquidation was? Well, here it's over $1 billion, you can draw the comparison. But sometimes the shamelessness of a situation shines through brighter than the numbers. Take the Hawk Tuah meme coin, for example.
Hallie Welch, aka the Hawk Tuah Girl, appears to be the face of a massive crypto scam. She released her own crypto coin called Hawk, and she released this video when it launched.
My Hawk meme coin is live!
The coin skyrocketed all the way up to about $500 million in market cap when it started only around about $60 million. and then it plummeted all the way back down to about $60 million. It just happens is about 96% of the coin is held in one cluster. So when the price went all the way up to about $500 million in market cap, the insiders who are most likely holding this massive cluster, and they got the coin either extremely cheap or free, sold it at the peak and sold it to the public. They cashed out because their price was extremely low, and the public who buys it in super high automatically plummets and basically loses almost all of their.
The management never owned up to their mistakes, as usual. Cryptocurrency, it's a giant circle of the same things happening over and over again. And this next clip illustrates that perfectly. Occasionally, though, you get something that's not part of the pattern, a wild card. And for now, that is the Iran-Israel conflict, which has broad implications for the market, and not in a good way. Not all traders are unprepared in the face of a crash, though. Nick shows how a clear head goes a long way while trading.
Buying aggressively. Now, I want to be clear, on a longer term basis, I've been buying stock shares as we've continued to go lower, and would actually love to see more lower prices to give me an opportunity to buy great stocks for the long term. But in the short run, where a lot of my viewers are focused, let's talk about trading opportunities. So what I'm looking for in the S&P 500 is a break of this kind of downward failing waterfall.
Exactly. Traders remain hopeful when they're losing, while they should be afraid of losing more. And when they're winning, they're still afraid of losing their winnings, closing way before maximal profits. That mindset needs to change.
That is, we've been seeing the market do something like this. We see big sell-offs followed by weak retracements that are then sold off again and breaking through key levels of support. We have seen that on repeat for the last few weeks, and I am watching very closely for that structure to break. What if we start to see something where we come back up, but instead of failing out, we actually bust through key levels of resistance and start to reverse this pattern for the bulls? That is what I am personally looking for in order to give me confirmation to start buying from a shorter term perspective, the breakout on the S&P 500.
Makes sense, looking for a break of structure helps. But traders don't find motivation in ordinary advice. No, they prefer someone assaulting their ears while breaking down a trade aggressively, because why not?
And it all started out up above around 38 even here now, guys, talking about 25 handles of solid sell-side activity here, guys. They have just P's. The limit down in the S&Ps would be 10.53 even. So we still have a solid 60 handles of range left. Here they come to sell them again. 9 halves trade night, 20 straight night, even straight here now, guys. 8 halves are trading as well. Once again, guys, they're going to get it in 8 halves trade, 8 even offer. 7 even offer, 6 halves are trading here now, 6 evens are trading, 5 evens are trading here now once again, 5 evens do trade here, you're going to get a new 5 even offer comes in, 4 evens are trading here now, 3 evens are trading here now, 3 even here now, you're going to get a low print of 1103.
Well, if you ever understand what that guy was talking about, do let us know. One day it's comedy, the next it's horror, and sometimes it's both. Whether it's Powell saying good afternoon and nuking the charts, or Trump memes pumping fake coins, one truth remains. The market doesn't care about your feelings, it just wants your money. And if you like this video, then you might like a similar one on the left or my newest upload on the right.